What's up, guys? Just Charles here from Team COG, coming in with Justin's first place Krawler deck profile. He took first at his locals recently with this thing, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to show you guys. So without further ado, we're just going to jump into it and show you the spicy deck.
Right on, right on. So for monsters, we are playing 3 Receptor. They are pretty much a roto for crawlers. They search any crawler when flipped. 3 Gali. They are a monster reborn from grave, and you can also special from hand. The cool thing about him is that he does not target either. So if your opponent wants to preemptively call something, they have to, and just because it grabs from hand too, so you don't have to target. 3 Spine. It's the Man-Eater bug of the deck. Flips, destroys a monster. 3 Axon. It is a MST when flipped. We play 2 Drendite, so when this one flips, it's a Foolish Burial. It's really good for just filling the grave and stuff for Ravener. So Ravener is when it's flipped, it targets up to 2 crawlers in the grave and adds them back to hand. And this is all the lineup for the crawlers themselves.
Busted.
I run 2 World Armor. So whenever a flip monster is flip summoned, you can special this from your hand. So it's pretty much like a little deal bolus for the flip monsters. And then when it's special, you get to add 1 World Legacy card from deck to hand. So you get to search like Succession and that kind of stuff. So you get to play Monster Reborns and search them. Really good. My one-ofs, played the Morphin Jar, came off the ban list, and just being able to set this and set 4 with like one of them being a pawns, and then on your opponent's standby phase, you pawns, flipping this, and they have to discard 6 to draw 5, and then you just get to draw 5 because your hand's empty. It was just too good not to play.
Busted.
And then I played the 1 Glow Up Bulb. They're all Earth, so you can make Beast, but
We know how Beast is against Sky Strikers.
Beast is very good in this meta. But I didn't make Beast a lot. Whenever I summoned it, I used it as just another monster to make like Boral Sword and the bigger targets to swing over stuff, because crawlers aren't really that beefy. And then for the hand traps, I just played 2 Ash. I didn't like my opponent's special summoning from the deck, so there's my answer for that.
And that's all the hand traps you played, right? Was 2 Ash?
Yeah, I did side some extra too.
Okay.
But we'll go into this. For the spell lineup, played 1 Monster Reborn. You have to. It's really good. 2 Wormbait.
All right, so tell us what this card does.
So Wormbait's a token generator if you have an insect, and they're Earth level 1s insects, and you can't special summon level 3 or 4s for the rest of this turn, but you're all level 2s, so you're fine with that. And then your links, there's 3 different types of them, and 2 of them one requires an insect, 2 insects, 1 requires 2 earths. So this meets the criteria just so you can swing over stuff. And it's really good for OTKs. 2 Succession, so another Monster Reborns for if you have a link monster, and it's really easy to create.
Searchable Monster Reborn.
Yeah, searchable with the World Armor. We run 2 Terraforming for the 3 Field Spell.
Yeah, this field spell's busted.
Yeah, so all crawlers gain 300 attack and defense. You get to special summon 1 level 2 or lower insect monster from your hand to face up or face down defense position. So it's like an extra special on top of your normal. And then if your flip monster destroyed by battle with an opponent's monster, you can send that monster to the graveyard that destroyed it. So it's non-targeting destruction to send to the grave if they run into your flip monster.
Dang.
Really good. For the trap lineup.
So why didn't you play World Legacy Survivor?
So I saw the Survivor and it looked really good, but I didn't want to hit any main pieces because you excavate 5, you take a crawler, or I think it's World Legacy or crawler, and I figured it would speed it up, but I didn't have a problem with that with worm baits and stuff like that. All you really need is 1 monster, and then it starts snowballing.
Okay.
You get 1 into 2, those 2 turn into 4, you get links, and then you really only need 1. And I just didn't want to throw away resources to take 1.
Okay. All right.
For the trap lineup, I ran 2 Mirror Forces. People weren't expecting it. They're more scared of the flips.
No one plays battle traps anymore, so
Exactly.
it's probably caught people off guard.
So like when they notice us playing flips, they're just like, oh, I'll just remove the monsters and I don't have nothing to worry about. And then they run into a Mirror Force. Good job. 3 of the Mind Melds. This card makes this deck actually very good. So when any of the crawlers leave the field by opponent's card effects, you get to special 2 from the deck and face down defense position. And when your opponent activates a monster effect while you control a face-up crawler, this card changes their effect to bounce 1 of your face-up monsters. So if you leave them no choice, they have to bounce the crawler monster. and then it leaves by their card effect, so you get a special 2, and you get a negation out of it.
Oh man.
And this is a monster reborn into a link monster, like Succession is if you banish this from the grave.
Oh, that's busted.
So I get to play pretty much 6 monster reborns. And then the best card is Pawns. So you target a face up or a face down monster, flip it face up, it gets its flip effects. And then you can also shuffle a Krawler from the grave into the deck to reset one.
Oh wow.
So I've like milled my opponent one game. He only had like 10 cards left in his deck, and I flipped Morphing Jar myself, and then I reset it, and then on my opponent's turn I activated another one and reflipped it. And like, even if it's face up, you can like flip it yourself if it's face down, and then choose this effect to flip it face down, and or vice versa. It's just really good.
Dang.
And then that's it for all the main deck. We'll go extra deck. Got the tokens for the worm bait.
Just do it.
Shyla buff. For crawlers, I ran 2 Quillark. This is the boss one. So he gains effects up to the number of crawlers you control, including himself, so he is 1. And all the links, too, if they are leave the field by battle or by card effect, you get to summon 2 from the grave with different names. So say you go into them and then they like strike an effect or bottomless it still leaves the field, then you just summon the 2 you made it with.
Dang.
So you just go back into it. You just get to bait them out. But if you have 2 or more all monsters on your field, gain 300 attack and defense. If you have 4 or more, it acts as a Utopia, the lightning. Your opponent can't activate cards or effects in battle phase. And then if you have 6 or plus, all your monsters can attack directly.
Dang.
So you don't have to worry about mirror forces, anything like that. This one I play 3 of. He's 1,800 points left, right. The monsters this points to cannot be destroyed by battle, and they all gain 300 attack and defense, what he points to. And it can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. And then this one does the same thing. The ones that points to cannot be destroyed by battle, and they gain 300 attack and defense. But the battle damage done to your opponent is doubled from the ones that this one points to.
Ooh.
And then I played the big boys, the Boral Sword, the Boral Load, and the Boral Guard. Just so you have as many outs as you want. If you couldn't hit that trap that flip stuff, this one's a quick effect that could target a monster and change it to face-up defense position. So you could then flip your stuff with this quick effect that can't be responded to.
Oh damn.
This one's just to steal problematic things, and this one's going for game.
Out other Boral loads.
Yeah, all the Boral loads are good. And then, just as an extender, I also ran Mrs. Radiant if I ran into targets for like bug baits and stuff. Since I run the glow up bulbs and stuff, the Beast, of course, and then some Chambara is always nice. And then I just run this guy. He's a target, negate, and change it to 0, so you just get over problematic stuff if it can be targeted.
Dang, yeah.
Which I really like. Side deck, I sided the effect veilers out, or the ashes out, if I needed more monster negations and stuff. And then I played 2 lightning prisoning mirrors, which negate the effect of all light monsters on effect and field, or on field and grave. Shadow imprisoning mirror, which is the same thing but for dark monsters. D-barrier because why not? It can stop a range from things.
Pick this thing up now, guys. This card's gonna come back with Thunder Dragons.
Oh yeah, Thunder Dragons. That people are gonna be playing Thunder Dragon Invoked.
Yeah.
You just say fusion, it shuts them down for the whole turn.
Yep.
2 Solemn Strikes. I like to go first anyways, but sometimes if I like to go first, I like to play Solemns if they're running like for hires for an instant. It's just like if you stop the normal summon, the deck's done.
Yep.
2 Royal Decree. I do play traps, but I feel like if you hit Altergeist with Royal Decree, it hurts them a lot more than it hurts you.
That it does, yeah.
2 Massacre Restrict for True Draco, and the 1 Cosmic Cyclone in case you just need removal for like anything. They activate like anti-spell or Imperial Order. You just chain this to it and get rid of it then.
All right. Is there anything you would change about the deck or anything like that?
I was actually surprised how good it did. I built it like 30 minutes before the tournament started.
Dang, there you go, guys.
And I actually played them before, but then I heard they had this new trap, and I was looking it up, couldn't find it, but they changed the name when they brought it over like they always do. But if I was changing anything, I would probably drop a couple extra deck monsters, because you never really hit all of them, and then run cherries in the side just to hit some problematic monsters.
And all day, what did you play all day at your tournament?
So I played against Draco. I played against Dinos twice. I played against Elemental Heroes. And I played against Wind Witch Invoked.
Dang, all right.
And it's really ridiculous.
Well, there you guys have it. It shows you can top with crawlers even today.
Yes.
You can win with them. All right, guys. This is Charles from Team COG, and this is Justin. We're signing out.